Hi everybody, can you believe it? March is almost around. So I guess you're getting ready for the spring or the fall, depending on which corner of this planet you are. And guys, if you wanted to get your annual scope and you forgot it, right now it's a great time. They're right now on sale. So you're getting one sign for 10 bucks and all signs for 20. So you can check somebody else, or you can check your ascendant and Venus sign and Mars sign. So this is a great opportunity. But the best part of my special is my speed up promotion. So you are not waiting 3 weeks anymore for the readings. So I'm actually upgrading whatever the term was before. So 3 weeks is now 1 week. So becoming a rush reading. And the rush reading, which was week, is now 3 days. And if you really want an urgent reading, you're going to get it within 24 hours. And if you're North America, most likely the same day. So guys, check my website www.cattarot.ca for more information. You can also find me on Instagram and on Facebook, where I actually also publish daily taroscopes. So let's jump in. Hi Aquarius, finally, we are the last this month. How is about that? Germans say Zucker comes zuletzt, meaning like sugar comes at the very end, so dessert is served in the end. So here we are after our glorious month of February. Now we're relegated to the last basically place, but this is not to say the least. So what do we have? Holy smoke, whole bunch of stuff here. I usually go to the major arcana, but here I would have to go like really like half the deck in there. So let's go with what is on the bottom. We have Three of Fire. So this is that card that usually in the other decks shows ships, and I always connect this card to relationships, to friendships, to partnerships. As you can see, and I don't know, you can appreciate, those of you who have cats, when this happens, they are just about to jump. Sometimes they can wiggle their little kind of like furry behinds, but they already have the focus on where they are going. And so somebody is already in the crosshairs. Somebody is really ready, or we are ready to kind of like move in a different direction. So let's see what is this all about. I'm going to leave this out. So the center is Seven of Sky. Yikes, this is Moon in Aquarius. This, oh my gosh, look at this. It's usually in the other decks you see the guy stealing the swords and running away from the village. And this one is even worse. Look at this. Somebody's so enthusiastic about the birds, and maybe I should really look at his pretty blackbirds. And of course Safi might just like show up hearing this B-I-R-D word. But look at this. The hunt that they had, and look, just for a moment lifted the paw from excitement. You see, that's the paw lifted here. That's kind of like enthusiasm in both basically directions. Somebody is simply taking advantage of us, and it is kind of like the sense of how to go about it. But look at this kind of like almost like sneaky behavior. Seven of Swords, Seven of Sky is never fun, really, never fun card to appear. And I have to say, if ever appears to me for any relationship reading, I am sort of like very hesitant to continue with this person. So let's see what else. What is this being crossed with? But simply could be that we simply have to watch it. It's crossed with the Priest. Could be somebody who we were involved with, who was involved with somebody else. Could be that somebody else was even married to somebody. There is like this feeling of promises being made and not fulfilled. So let's see The base is, yeah, it went right to the ditch with somebody or something. Things just like didn't go forward. Look at this. We have the second 7. And 7s are always very spiritual. And it almost like is sending us a message, hey, Aqua, you need to kind of get it. You need to kind of like figure out this. It looks like there is like something having still a hold on us. Something that we had to make a choice, which was like really, really hard. Or where we felt like we have been burned or scorned. And it is kind of like just about time to release ourselves from this situation. So let's see, what was this in the past? Yep, somebody was juggling, keep getting the same message all the time. And somebody just forgot to maybe tell us that they were juggling, or we really trusted, as we sometimes can trust. And this is the problem with us Aquarians, right? When we trust, we will never ever doubt it. But if we are shown not to trust, it's not going to be easy, if ever even possible, to get it back. So that's the problematic part over here. So let's see what is crowning us. The Priestess. There are some kind of secrets, and it's kind of like going and turning inside and trying to kind of like figure out, because like now we have like these 2 cards with connected. This is connected with Cancer, which is connected with the Moon. And so just like we missed the Moon card, which you see here is that little kind of like new moon happening. So it could be that we are still trying to solve the puzzle. It could be that and we are kind of rare brainy element. I have noticed that sometimes stuff is right in front of me. I'm petting her, and I'm completely clueless that I'm petting her. It's kind of like almost like instinctual, because I'm in my head. And this is telling us that we have to go deep and kind of ground this for some reason. Okay, so let's see what is imminently happening. Fire Tom. Yeah, certain things are not going forward, or we really got burned on something. It is kind of like really weird, because look at this maneuvers that they have to happen to go among all these candles without getting burned. And this is maybe that feeling that we just like really got burned in a situation. It's kind of like weird, because I'm picking up that this is not a new development. This kind of has been going on for quite a while. Because look at these 2, like in a kind of like this vertical axis, heavy duty kind of like emotional cards. So something forces us to kind of like be out of our element, completely out of our element. And it's like fish basically out of water, and handle it. And yet when we did manage to get into our element, even in our element somebody was taking something away from us, or even fighting for their space. So that's kind of like really weird. So let's see the feelings. Ouch, gosh, I was like really hoping we're going to get a good month. So and I'll tell you what this is. 3 of Sky, definitely, you know what, what's his name, Dustin Hoffman, definitely in the Rain Man. We are like going, and I have to zoom in this card. We're going through Mercury retrograde. Look at this. What could go wrong? I just like, can you just imagine? Look at this. The kitty is passing by these jewels. Or how about this crystal or the vase? What do you think would happen? Do you have any clue? Look at this. The paw is ready, and we have the clue. So we kind of like do feel broken, and this is typical for our air signs, especially for Aquarius. Everything is processed through our head, and maybe we are still trying to get closure over certain things. We maybe did get closure understanding what happened, but we didn't get closure about why it happened. And you know, usually when I counsel people, the why is the most difficult question to answer, and in fact it's not even important. It is important to understand that sometimes there are no whys. People just do whatever they want to do, and sometimes they surprise you. This is definitely rejection. This is definitely also talking about a third party, especially I can see it here as well. Maybe some Aquarians kind of like turn inward. Maybe some Aquarians just decided, I am right now not dating. I have been burned quite a bit, which is kind of like really very unlike Aquarians, because after all, we are represented with the Star card, and Star card talks about hope. Hope in spite of difficult circumstances, hope in spite of bleak future, hope in spite of everything. But this goes, nope, nope, I am self-protective, off you go here, and I need my peace here. We definitely still have some inside issues that have been buried and that still need addressing. I see that, right? That has to be a closure that still did not happen. It's still kind of like brewing, and there's like this sense of nothing is happening, nothing is going on, but from time to time there is like this, almost like a wave, you know, like how you sit on a beach and the sun is kind of like almost like fondling you, and then here and there you feel the breeze on your skin, and it feels like so refreshing. This is how looks like this feeling comes in waves. Like there are times when kind of like it's feeling like, yeah, I have to get out of the situation, I have to move forward, but then the breeze comes through and we are kind of like feeling it right back. So let's see the environment. Sea kitten. It could be isn't this lovely? Look at that. This is spying. Somebody, the very same person that you might be obsessing about, is actually checking you out. That's a Mercury retrograde. They are coming back to check you out. They might be directly in contact with you, or check your Instagram, check your Facebook, check your LinkedIn profile. This is definitely that kind of the energy, because you see, it is kind of connection in spirit. Look at this, there are lots of air in our chart for sure. So it looks like it's a situation that kind of like it's still brewing, even though the situation is no longer entanglement. It could be still some kind of entanglement and still some kind of lower ripples, but this could simply mean that we have been burned and that we are still feeling that burn. So let's see hopes and fears. There you go, nostalgia. The card shows up even though when I don't see it, it kind of like, it really feels nice. It really like, look at this, the kitty cats enjoying the swimming pool and having the tiger as their god over here. What a lovely card. So it is simply sometimes, you know, the feeling when we are children, we tried so many different things. So having this kind of like feeling of being limitless, having this feeling of I can bridge any problems, anything that existed in the past. Because look at this three, and what is this happening? Come on, zoom in. Look at these three cards. They are like such strong emotions that are simply getting into our system and asking for them to be addressed. It's a very, but this is a good kind of emotion. Mind you, this also could be reviewing things, other things from the past. And it could be a paperwork from the past, and something is coming back. So the direction, Fire Queen. Interestingly enough, guys, so for some people that still want to date, you might actually just go in I guess not going to be big fireworks. It could be just sort of like skin deep relationship. This also could be that this lurking partner that has been maybe even cruel toward us. Maybe the partner is reappearing, but it's also reappearing for almost like selfish needs, almost like for their own self gratification over here. So let's check. The good news here is like we only have two major arcanas. I have to tell you, this is going to be a heavy month for almost like 80% of signs. From everybody, looks like we are going to have less heavy month. So take this in perspective, given that we have to clear quite a bit over here and we are forced to be fish out of water over here. So I actually do have quite a few clarifications that I need to do. And of course the Seven of Sky. Whenever I see Seven of Sky, I think of the ex, honestly, because it just like came so many times for me, and all this like feels like you have wronged. So let me see what this card says. There you go. Third party, somebody who felt he was gift to gods, and that's what happened. Let me see this priest. Was it a marriage? Was there some kind of commitment given to somebody else, or commitment to us broken? So what was this all about? No, actually we have three majors, pardon me. So yeah, it is about, it looks like it was some kind of sacrifice, like maybe somebody went back to their original partner in spite of it. Maybe they did it for money. Maybe they did it because that was suggested to them, because we have the House, Scholar, and Surprise. But Surprise is the reverse, and so is Scholar. And Scholar talks about making an educated decision over something, and that kind of like played a role in the situation. So tradition was really important, and possibly even religion. It could be some of you that you have dated co-worker, and it could be that some of you even lost a job because of something that happened at work. So let me see this Chariot, and let me see the Priestess. Let me see this Heartache, the Lurker, Spying. Oh my gosh, I have to check everything. I'm picky. So let's see, like, what went to the ditch. Yes, the third party. Something was just not workable. So it was like, let me just grin my teeth and just remove myself from it, or something just removed itself, because it was either like, I mean, somebody makes a decision to leave it, or, you know, it's going to be the tower moment when something will happen and literally like everybody gets burned versus just like one person. So what was this experiencing? Yeah, look at this. Theft of our peace, theft of our freedom, theft of our emotions. We are really processing that. And this is also, by the way, if there is a card of theft, this one is. That's why I don't really like it. And this is why we are turning in. I think this is the worst part in the situation, that somebody really took away our sense of trust and that hope, as I was telling you about. So let me see this. Look at this, married guy again. And look at this, creating disaster to a point that maybe we have been depressed, maybe we needed a medical help. And this person is sort of like unscratched. You know, sometimes it feels like, ugh, we always say karma is a bitch, but you know, sometimes it isn't for them. So, and this is okay. It's not the goal wishing that, hey, they should get what goes to them. Sometimes the goal should be, hey, why don't I move forward and get better? Like, you know what they say, living well is the best revenge. So why are they still stalking us? Yeah, look, they kind of are obsessed with us. This is the card of the past, that something that just couldn't kind of happen. Something, you see, they're well aware that certain things could never progress. They're really well aware of this. And yet, looks like they're missing us, or vice versa, you're missing the partner, and knowing that certain things couldn't go somewhere. So let me see. Look at this. I told you about nostalgia. We have this melancholy here as well, but here we have sides. It could be somebody who is a long distance. The enemy usually means X. This could mean that moving on. Maybe they moved on. Maybe they're checking if we moved on. It is just definitely still connection in between. There is like still the feeling. And that's kind of like usually what happens when you have a soulmate situation, right? When is a kind of like time to move forward. So what is happening in the end? they might actually show up. If they do show up, it's going to be just like one of those, I came to say hi and then I came to say goodbye. It's that phone call out of nowhere. Hey, how are you? I just wanted to see if you're good. And then you never ever hear back from them. But it's kind of like a bittersweet kind of like contact, which kind of makes you feel happy about hearing from them, but also kind of like gives you this kind of bitter taste to why we couldn't leave it in the past. I think now I understand why this is happening. This is like, okay, I really kind of like really have to figure out, can I jump? And am I strong enough to jump? Because like there are issues, like we have a 3 here, we have 3 here. There is like definitely a feeling we have to start moving forward. It looks like Mercury retrograde will affect us, that things from the past that we felt we dealt with are going to resurface, and we are going to deal with them once for all, and we are going to put them to rest. So my dear Aqua, this is a general reading, and your own personal situation could be way different and nothing like this. So contact me for a private reading at www.cattarot.ca. Also, to get your dose of daily tarot, check Facebook, check Instagram. And your comments are so sweet and so always appreciated. So I hope to hear from you. And until the next rendezvous, I wish you all the best. Love you. Bye.